finally made it. It's Friday, depending on the week you had, right? We are continuing in the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 12 and 13 today, and we'll be talking about the religious laws. Remember, they had many feasts that they were supposed to follow depending on the time of year and the purity of their sacrifices and tithing and all the different things that they had and practices that they were supposed to follow. So today we're going to be reading about those specifically. And if you will join me, we will begin with asking the Lord to open thou mine eyes, that I may behold wondrous things out of thy law. Psalm 119, verse 18. And let's begin in Deuteronomy chapter 12. These are the statutes and judgments which ye shall observe to do in the land which the Lord God of thy fathers giveth thee to possess it all the days that ye live upon the earth. Ye shall utterly destroy all the places wherein the nations which ye shall possess serve their gods upon the high mountains and upon the hills and under every green tree, and ye shall overthrow their altars and break their pillars and burn their groves with fire, and ye shall hew down the graven images of their gods and destroy the names of them out of that place. You shall not do so unto the Lord your God, but unto the place which the Lord your God shall choose out of all your tribe to put his name there, even unto his habitation shall ye seek, and thither thou shalt come, and thither ye shall bring your burnt offerings, and your sacrifices, and your tithes, and heave offering of your hand, and your vows, and your freewill offerings, and the firstlings of your herds and of your flocks. And there ye shall eat before the Lord your God, and ye shall rejoice in all that ye put your hand into, ye and your households, wherein the Lord thy God hath blessed thee. Ye shall not do after all the things that we do here this day, every man whatsoever is right in his own eyes. For ye are not as yet come to the rest and to the inheritance which the Lord your God giveth you. But when ye go over Jordan and dwell in the land which the Lord your God giveth you to inherit, and when he giveth you rest from all your enemies round about, so that you dwell in safety, then there shall be a place which the Lord your God shall choose to cause his name to dwell there. Thither shall you bring all that I command you, your burnt offerings and your sacrifices and your tithes, the heave offering of your hand, and all your choice vows which you vow unto the Lord. And ye shall rejoice before the Lord your God, ye and your sons and your daughters, and your men servants and your maidservants, and the Levite that is within your gates. For as much as he hath no part nor inheritance with you, take heed to thyself that thou offer not thy burnt offerings in every place that thou seest. But in the place which the Lord shall choose in one of thy tribes, there thou shalt offer thy burnt offerings, and there thou shalt do all that I command thee. Notwithstanding, thou mayest kill and eat flesh in all thy gates, whatsoever thy soul lusteth after, according to the blessing of the Lord thy God, which he hath given thee. The unclean and the clean may eat thereof, as of the roebuck and as of the hart. Only ye shall not eat the blood, ye shall pour it upon the earth as water. Thou mayest not eat within the gates the tithe of thy corn, or thy wine, or thy oil, or the firstlings of thy herds, or the flock, nor any of the vows which thou vowest, nor the freewill offering or heave offering of thine hand. But thou must eat them before the Lord thy God in the place which the Lord thy God shall choose, thou and thy son and thy daughter and thy manservant and thy maidservant and the Levite that is within thy gates, and thou shalt rejoice before the Lord thy God in all that thou puttest thy hands unto. Take heed to thyself that thou forsake not the Levite as long as thou livest upon the earth. When the Lord thy God shall enlarge thy border, as he hath promised thee, and thou shalt say, I will eat flesh, because thy soul longeth to eat flesh, thou mayest eat flesh whatsoever thy soul lusteth after. If the place which the Lord thy God hath chosen to put his name there be too far from thee, then thou shalt kill of thy herd and of thy flock, which the Lord hath given thee, as I have commanded thee, and thou shalt eat in the gates whatsoever thy soul lusteth after. Even as the roebuck and the hart is eaten, so thou shalt eat them. The unclean and the clean shall eat of them alike. Only be sure that thou eat not the blood, for the blood is the life, and thou mayest not eat the life with the flesh. Thou shalt not eat it. Thou shalt pour it upon the earth as water. Thou shalt not eat it, that it may go well with thee and with thy children after thee. And when shalt thou do which is right in the sight of the Lord? Only thy holy things which thou hast, and thy vows thou shalt take, and go unto the place which the Lord shall choose. And thou shalt offer thy burnt offering, the flesh and the blood, upon the altar of the Lord thy God, and the blood of thy sacrifice shall be poured out upon the altar of the Lord thy God. And thou shalt not eat the flesh. Observe and hear all these words which I command thee, that it may go well with thee and with thy children after thee forever, when thou doest that which is good and right in the sight of the Lord thy God. When the Lord thy God shall cut off the nations from before thee, whither thou goest to possess them, and thou succeedest them, and dwellest in their land, take heed to thyself that thou be not snared by following them after they that be destroyed from before thee, and that thou inquire not after their gods, saying, How did these nations serve their gods? Even so will I do likewise. Thou shalt not do so unto the Lord thy God, for every abomination to the Lord which he hateth have they done unto their gods, for even their sons and their daughters they have burnt into the fire to their gods. What things soever I command you, observe to do, do it. Thou shalt not add thereto, nor diminish from it. If there arise among you a prophet or a dreamer of dreams, and giveth thee a sign or a wonder, and the sign or the wonder come to pass, whereof he spake unto thee, saying, Let us go after other gods, which thou hast not known, and let us serve them. Thou shalt not hearken unto the words of that prophet or that dreamer of dreams, for the Lord your God proveth you to know whether ye love the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul. Ye shall walk after the Lord your God, and fear him, and keep his commandments, and obey his voice, and ye shall serve him, and cleave unto him. And the prophet or the dreamer of dreams shall be put to death, because he has spoken to you away from the Lord your God, which brought you out of the land of Egypt, and redeemed you out of the house of bondage, to thrust thee out of the way which the Lord thy God commanded thee to walk in. So shalt thou put the evil away from the midst of thee. If thy brother, the son of thy mother, or thy son of thy daughter, or thy wife of thy bosom, or thy friend, which is thine own soul, entice thee secretly, saying, Let us go and serve other gods, which thou hast not known, thou nor thy fathers, namely of the gods of the people which are round about you, nigh unto thee, or far from off, from one end of the earth even unto the other end of the earth. Thou shalt not consent unto them, nor hearken unto him, neither shalt thou pity him, neither shalt thou spare, neither shalt thou conceal him, but thou shalt surely kill him. Thine hand shall be first upon him to put him to death, and afterward the hand of all the people. And thou shalt stone him with the stones, that he die, because he has sought to thrust away from the Lord thy God, which brought thee out of the land of Egypt, from the house of bondage. And all Israel shall hear and fear, and shall do no more any such wickedness as this is among you. If thou shalt hear say in one of thy cities, which the Lord thy God hath given thee, to dwell there, saying, Certain men, the children of Belial, are gone out from among you, and have drawn the inhabitants of their cities, saying, Let us go and serve other gods which ye have not known. Then shalt thou inquire, and make search, and ask diligently, and behold, if it be truth. And the thing certain that such abomination is wrought among you, thou shalt surely smite the inhabitants of that city with the edge of the sword, destroying it utterly, and all that is therein, and the cattle thereof with the edge of the sword. And thou shalt gather all the spoil of it in the midst of the street thereof, and shalt burn it with fire in the city, and all the spoil thereof, every whit, for the Lord thy God. And it shall be in heap forever, it should not be built again, and there shall cleave not of the cursed thing to thine hand, that the Lord may turn from the fierceness of his anger, and show thy mercy, and have compassion upon thee, and multiply thee as he has sworn unto thy fathers. When thou shalt hearken to the voice of the Lord thy God, to keep all his commandments, which I commanded thee this day, to do that which is right in the eyes of the Lord thy God. So notice how God instructs them to destroy the false gods of the nations they conquer. And this teaches us three things. First, God does not want only part of our life, he wants all of it. He does not want us to share our life, in a sense, with the world and of the things of the world. Second, to separate. He doesn't want these false gods to be a temptation to the Israelites. And third, these false gods were in the land that God was going to give them, and good things can still have temptation. So how many times in chapter 12 does God warn them to take heed to thyself? 2. This is good advice. Make sure that we're doing what we're supposed to be doing. If a brother entices others to go after false gods, we should not consent or hearken him. We also should not pity, spare, or conceal him. He was brought forward and put to death. While the civil law was meant only for the Israelites of that time, it certainly does not apply to us today. It does teach us that God wants us to be willing to separate from anyone, even a brother, if they would lead us astray. And so Psalm 108 is the book or chapter in which we are in Psalm today. Psalm 108. O God of my father, O God, my heart is fixed. I will sing and give praise, even with my glory. Awake, psaltery and harp. I myself will awake early. I will praise thee, O Lord, among the people, and I will sing praises unto thee among the nations. For thy mercy is great above the heavens, and thy truth reacheth unto the clouds. Be thou exalted, O God, above the heavens, and thy glory above all the earth. That thy beloved may be delivered, save with thy right hand, and answer me. God has spoken in his holiness. I will rejoice. I will divide Shechem, and mete out the valley of Succoth. Gilead is mine, Manasseh is mine. Ephraim also is the strength of mine head. Judah is my lawgiver. Moab is my washpot over Edom. Will I cast out my shoe over Philistia? Will I triumph? Who will I bring into the strong city? Who will lead me into Edom? Will not thou, O God, who cast us off, and will not thou, O God, go forth with our hosts? Get us help from trouble, for vain is the help of man. Through God we shall do valiantly, for he it is that shall tread down our enemies. The Lord will always fight for us when we are in his steps and walking in his will. He will fight for us and be our strong tower. Let's go over our memory verse and we'll be done for this morning. Psalm 1:1. Blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor standeth in the way of sinners, nor sitteth in the seat of the scornful. But his delight is in the law of the Lord, and in his law doth he meditate day and night. Continue to be in the Word throughout today, and we will grow together to start again tomorrow morning. Have a good day.